Okay, guys, I had to, sorry, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back. And so I'm hoping to see everybody. I will invite some friends over on the other side, but I want to welcome everybody back to Conversations with Pamela. I am your host, Pamela Stone, and this again is Conversations with Pamela. The purpose of Conversations with Pamela is to bring together men and women who are always talking about their what ifs so we can tackle the what's next. And so many times I'm sitting at my desk or going into work, I hear so many women, ironically enough, are like, what if I had so much time, I would do this. If I had more confidence, I would do that. If I, what if, what if, what if. So what I'm doing now is bringing on individuals that are powerful, impactful, as well as inspiring, that you hear their what ifs as we talk, but they're now out here conquering their what's next. So tonight's guest is, her name is Jeannie Jacobs. And so Miss Jeannie, thank you for joining me. Woo, woo.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
And I love seeing your smiling face. I've missed you.
Oh my goodness. This isolation, first, I'm like, oh, I'll be okay with it. I'm like, I'm over it now. Okay. I don't
Totally.
I have
Totally.
sat on my porch. I don't, walked around when others weren't around me. I'm over it. I'm so
Yeah.
over this, but I'm grateful that they are, practicing safeness. I want
Mhm.
everybody to practice safeness so we can get over this hump and get moving back into some type of normalcy. Who knows what the normalcy will be? But please,
Exactly.
everybody, can we please do and practice what they're asking us so we can get back to it? I mean, it's crazy. You know what? Before we get into the show, there's so many people that I have, or not so many people, I watch the news, and so many people are like going against the grain, that they've shut down the restaurants, they've called the police, and that's just here in Columbus. I'm not even talking about, New York, and I need for everybody to please practice what they're asking us.
One of the funniest things I've seen is said, I've got plans in September. Will you all please behave yourselves now?
Please, that's all we're asking.
Right?
We're not asking next year, we're asking this year.
Exactly.
So everybody, real quick, those I see we have some viewers back on. Thank you for rejoining us. Today is Win Wednesday, which you'll get to hear Jeannie's win in just a few moments. But how exciting it is! The reason why, normally, yes, we're normally on Blog Talk Radio. However, tonight we're doing something fun, and Jeannie's going to bring it to us later in the show, so you have to stick around. If you have any questions or any comments, please drop them in the feed. We will definitely address them tonight. If not tonight, we will definitely address them within the next 24 hours. So everybody, drop your win for the week. You definitely will hear our win throughout the show, as well as you'll hear some inspiration. So go grab your favorite. Look, I got mine. Favorite evening beverage. Grab your favorite evening beverage. Go get your friends, family, and note paper and sit back and enjoy us. Look, Jeannie's got hers. So you guys go get yours. And we would love to hear what you're drinking. We'll tell you what we're drinking later on in the show. So, Jeannie, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a transplant. I'm originally from upstate New York. I have been in the corporate world for the last 15 years with a major health insurance company. Um, Office work, and got to a place in my life. My kids had grown up and left the house. And I got to a place in my life where I said, there's got to be something more. What more? And that's when things started to get a little crazy. But I have two grown daughters. They are both married and out on their own, own their own homes. One of them is employed right now. The other one was in the process of changing jobs when the country closed down. So she's got a job kind of on hold, but everybody's happy, healthy, paying their own bills. So I'm good with that.
I
Um,
so agree.
and other than my full-time job and my side hustle, I teach Sunday school, sing in a choir, do a little bit of acting. So fun stuff.
Fun. Hey, you do so you do some acting. Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that in a little bit. I would love to do some of that. I would really love to just test the waters out for it. So I would love to talk. We'll definitely have to talk about that more. That's something I really want to check it out some.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, let's just jump in here for a little bit. We have people are coming in. Again, if anybody has any questions for us, if you want to even give us a shout out, we're here for you. As you see, we're on Facebook Live today, as well as we'll be live in YouTube. So we're excited. But then those of you who are like, well, I don't get to watch the live, I still will move this over as well to Blog Talk Radio. So you'll be able to catch it there as well. So Miss Jeannie, you talked about, well, first you're in corporate. As those you may know or not know, we actually work still in the corporate world, actually in the same place. And so
Yep.
with that being said, when you were working in, as you were working in corporate, what led you to start working on your side hustle?
I actually ended up in the emergency room
Wow.
due to stress from corporate.
Okay.
My older daughter's a nurse. She came and got me. She took me to the ER. Did a whole bunch of heart stuff. Found out, thank goodness, it was nothing serious. But I had a little med technician who came in and she said, I'm not supposed to tell people this. She said, but ma'am, you need to calm down. You need to find yoga or Zumba or some kind of something that makes your heart happy.
Mm.
So the next week, my daughter had me at a yoga studio and we started out doing that. We tried Zumba, we've tried Pilates, we do 5Ks, we do all kinds of stuff just to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
And yoga stuck. So about a year and a half ago, I basically said, it's now or never in my life. I was in my late 50s, shall we say. And I said, I'm going to try it. So I put in an application to Yoga on High and they accepted me. And I went through 9 months of yoga teacher training. And it was one of the most challenging and yet rewarding things that I've done.
Wow. I do remember that journey. It's just been almost a year. I remember the journey that you had started on the yoga. So that's amazing. So any regrets on working on your journey as what led you to the yoga?
Only that I didn't start sooner.
But we all there's always a reason, and we're not the ones who can decide on the reason or the time or the purpose. Only one can.
Right.
But look where you are now.
I know. And can I share my win for the week now?
You can.
I have a new yoga teaching job that will start the first week in June. They're finally opening up gyms and yoga studios and such. And a couple of my side gigs have gotten put on hold because of COVID. And one of the places I work is a senior center. So I think it's going to be a while before that opens back up. But I had an interview on Monday and on Tuesday they asked me, can you start the first week in June? So I will be teaching so far one class a week at a little studio here in Gahanna and looking forward to it. So back on track for the side hustle.
Oh, wonderful. Congratulations. Congrats. That is amazing. Yay. Yeah. So as you call it your side hustle, we need to stop calling it your side hustle and you might as well say it is your job. It is not a side hustle anymore.
I'm kind of considering it to be my retirement plan.
Good.
I am hoping to leave corporate I was hoping for a year and a half, but recent
Yeah.
stock market issues and 401ks crashing. So it may be 2 years, but there's a plan.
That's good. And you know what? That's more than some people. So as we're talking, viewers, as with Jeannie, it's going still working in corporate. And I want everyone to understand, and I want to talk about that because there's so many women that, let's be honest, even where we are, there's so many women that are just sitting there waiting for someone to say, okay, you can do it. Look what I have done. And making an eye-opening experience awareness for women. So if you had someone that came to you and said, how do I do it? What should I do? What would be your piece of advice for them?
Um, Find what's in your heart. Start with what's here. The rest will happen. And there will be obstacles. I'm not going to sit here and say that there will not be obstacles, because there will. There will be work issues. There will be family issues. Unfortunately, there may be health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you may feel like there are several obstacles standing between you and your goal. Consider them to be challenges and take on that challenge and face it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy. I thought, oh, yoga teacher training, I'll throw down a few poses and I haven't done that much reading since I was in school 40 years ago. I was like, yoga books? Okay. And I've got a whole library now full of yoga books. I had a binder that was about that thick with all the paperwork and everything in it. And we had to do practice teaching, which turned out to be perfect. But yeah, but find what's in your heart. Even if it's a hobby, start with something that you love, and then look around. There may be other people doing something similar. There may be other people doing the same thing. Ask them, how did you get there? How did you get this done? People love to share information. So they'll tell you. And this lady I'm talking to right here, she knows a lot of stuff and she's very encouraging. So on any day that you have doubts, reach out to Miss Pam.
Oh, thank you.
I did it a couple of times in the office. She saw me get a little bleary-eyed and a little tired, and she gave me the, come on, girl, you can do this.
Absolutely. I mean, why not? Life is too short, and why leave here with the woulda, coulda, shouldas when you can do it? And you're going to face they're going to face the obstacles, as Jeannie had talked about. And we face fear, when you come. And so with that being said, and then we're almost halfway through our show anyways, which has gone by so fast. So I would love for you to come back again. But with that being said, when you face, listen, she'll be in here in a few minutes, so don't worry about it, because I've already closed the door. When the first technical difficulty, I think that was Karma telling me she's coming. So she came and kicked the door open and sat down here. And I'm just like, okay. And then she started barking. I'm like, oh no, you got to take yourself. She's sitting outside the door whining. So mine will be here in a few. So we're on a borrowed time. Mine.
That's Harley, and she thinks she rules the neighborhood. So anything that walks down the street is fair game, she thinks.
Oh yeah. So it's Julie. So don't get it wrong. Julie says the same thing. She's just sitting out here waiting. So
there you go.
So before we stop here, when you face fear, how do you deal with facing fear? Especially transitioning from where we are to where you're going to.
Well, I hearken back to faith. I'm not afraid to pray. I will sit in the middle of my office and pray. I threw down some serious prayer before my final certification, because that turned out to be one of the most challenging days in my whole training, because of some personal issues. And, sometimes you can't look at the why not. You've got to look at the why.
Absolutely.
You've got to not only depend on yourself, but get yourself a good support system, whether it's friends, family, children. people in the same profession, a mentor.
Mhm.
A good mentor. I had a lady that mentored me that was fantastic. She started doing yoga back in like 2000 by buying VHS tapes. Okay, we're throwing
Wow.
back to VHS tapes and doing yoga with VHS tapes. So that's and she made it through, and just a wonderful person and great to talk to. So find a mentor, and sometimes you just have to walk away from everything. Don't be
Absolutely.
afraid to take a break. I love the great outdoors. I am the first person to walk outside, even in the rain. Took a walk in the rain this morning and just look around. The little meditation I'm going to do talks about stopping. Sometimes you just have to stop, realize where you are, then focus on where you want to be.
Absolutely, that is good. I have to say the same for you. Fear, though, has taught me the endurance that I have inside of me. I have to say, when back in the day, if I had faced fear, I would have allowed fear to win. Now I take fear. I've learned this though over the years, as you said, from mentors. One of my mentors, I have to say, is Beyonce. She talked about fear. She talked about that she loves to face fear because fear doesn't scare her. It doesn't scare her to the point of where she runs. She's faced fear in front of her and she grows from it. And so I have to say I've adopted that from her, where now I don't allow fear to stop me. I grow from it and I move on forward to it. So absolutely, fear is a big
I
piece.
like that.
Absolutely. Real quick, we have here Elise had said hey there to us, and she also says she loves this. Thank you, Elise.
Cool.
Yeah. So before we're gonna take a break real quick, Miss Jeannie. Then we're gonna do something fun, and then
Okay.
end with our the meditation that everyone. I hope as you guys take a moment, as we take a moment here, you guys get you a comfortable place, because now we're gonna do something fun. We're gonna ask Miss Jeannie some fun questions. Then she's gonna do her meditation, which we're gonna close it out with the meditation, which is so amazing.
Okay.
So real quick, here in the segment, I always stop here, and one piece that I'm going to start implementing into the program is where we're going to do some reset of our mindset, right? So tonight, I want everyone to understand, take ownership of your life. Don't allow fear to take it from you. I was listening to one of my other mentors, which is Eric Thomas, and he had talked about let your dream be your benchmark. How amazing is that, to allow your dream to be your benchmark? And so, with that, I need for everyone to remove the doubt, grow from doubt, and move on and grow and become what you want to do. And as Jeannie says, why not? Take care of your life, be you, and be nobody else. So I wanted everyone to do that. If you have any questions on how you can go and set your dreams for a benchmark, drop it in the feed. I definitely will help you. If you need help on even getting moving onto your goals and dream, drop it in the feed. And I definitely, again, will do that for you. I want everyone to know tonight's sponsor of tonight's show is the Declutter 360-degree coaching program, where we work on your mindset as well as everything else in between. We will get you to working on your what's next. So we definitely have to conquer the what ifs. Again, if you have any questions, drop them in the feed. We would also love to hear your win, because we're going to tell our wins in just a few minutes. Okay, Miss Jeannie, sorry, I needed to take that moment.
That's okay. Hydrate.
Absolutely. So, Miss Jeannie, what do you like to do on your downtime, or what's something fun you like to do on your downtime?
I like to ride my bike or kayak.
Ooh.
I've also recently taken back up knitting, something just to do to keep my hands busy.
Oh, okay. We'll have to look. Don't let me come with the list. Some other guests said, I like the knit. I'm like, okay, let me get my list together on the things that that's not for me. I just that's not for me. I'm just like, let me get my list together. So now I can put my list between the two of you.
There you go.
Absolutely. So, Miss Jeannie, do you like to read? And if so, what's the latest book you've been reading, or what's the latest you've read?
Actually, I have a book right here that I am working on. I generally read 2 or 3 books at the same time. I've usually got a yoga text going, trying to learn something in fiction and something in nonfiction.
Okay.
And you're actually going to like this one. This is Stephen Cope, The Great Work of Your Life.
Ooh.
And the subtitle is A Guide for the Journey to Your True Calling.
Ooh.
And he talks about removing obstacles, about braving your way through things. And it's, of course, I started in the middle of the book and I'm reading now both ends, but that's how things go. 'Cause in the middle of the book, he quoted one of my favorite poems, which is Robert Frost's The Road Less Traveled.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to get that book then. I'm gonna have to read that book or listen to the book, have the Audible, get it. I'm gonna have to, once we get, so I can get that, because now I can listen to the Audible while I'm working out or while I'm walking. I love to walk. So I can't say this. I was during this health crisis, the life crisis, I have walked so much. I love to walk, and so it allows me to get connected back. So I can say, though I'm social distancing from myself, distancing from my friends, it has allowed me to walk and get connected back to myself. So I have to say it did do some of that. With that being said, when we go back to going back to some norm of moving back together with connecting with each other, what is one thing you're going to do when you go back?
I'm going to hug people. I'm going to hug people until they scream for me to stop, because I'm an extrovert, and this staying at home and not being able to hug. Job interview the other day, I would normally go in and shake hands with people, and I'm like, okay. And I started to, and I said, no. And then I said, you have to ask. It's like a new etiquette.
Yes.
Do I need to wear a mask in your presence? Do we need to stay the 6 feet apart? And this lady said, no. She says, this is our office. We sanitize every night. So she wasn't so worried about it. But I am going to hug people. I'm going to hug my family. I'm going to hug my grandson. Oh, I hug my grandson anyway. But, but yeah, I just miss, believe it or not, I miss my office environment. Right now I'm home. I do my work at home. I do my yoga at home. I do my Sunday school at home.
Right.
And I like my home, but I'm tired of it, and I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to see something new.
Absolutely. We have here some questions. Elise says, can you share that book and author again? So what's the name of the book you're reading?
It is called The Great Work of Your Life. And it's by Stephen Cope, C-O-P-E. So even his name is a good, is like positive.
We put it in the feed for everybody. You said S-T-E-P-H-E-N. Is that how you said Steve? You said Stephen?
Stephen.
Okay.
Cope, C-O-P-E.
I got that. And then we have
The Great Work of Your Life.
I have that too. Perfect. So there we go. We have the book in the feed for everybody. Life coach, I cannot pronounce her name, so I won't botch it. She says, oh boy, I do miss the hugs too. So we do have another follower on here saying she misses the hugs. I agree. I mean, this has really taught us. I have to say though, it also was a wake-up call. It made us all slow down for a moment and appreciate what we have and where we are in life. So I hope everyone has taken inventory of where you are and start calculating where you want to get to move forward on. So Miss Jenny, before we close out our time, our time has gone by fast. What is your?
It sure has.
I love your win. So if you guys didn't catch her win, you'll have to listen to the replay. But I will definitely that's what you have to do. I'm not going to have her repeat it for you, but you definitely listen to the replay. She did tell you what her win was for the week, and it's amazing win. But I would love to tell you guys my win for the week is just being more aware of my surroundings and of myself, and allow me to grow to where I want to get to, and being focused on the goal. I am very clear on the goal. I can see the goal. I can touch the goal. That is my win, because normally I'm so busy trying to do so many things else. I'm not paying attention, but now I'm paying attention. So this has made me become more aware. Miss Jeannie, before we close out with you doing our live meditation, if anybody wants to get in touch with you, how can they find you and get in touch with you?
I am on Facebook, Jeannie Jacobs. I also have another Facebook page, which I don't pay a whole lot of attention to. You can get my email address through Pam, or we can put it in the feed after the call. Feel free to reach out.
You guys,
but I do Facebook Live twice a week. I actually do a more active practice on Monday nights at 6:00. And I do chair yoga and some meditation on Wednesday nights. Wednesday night depends on how late I have to work. So I usually put something on Facebook earlier in the day.
Cool. So everyone, I will definitely put the information below. If you are wanting to know how you can connect with me, I am on Facebook, I am on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram, as well as this will be broadcast on YouTube. So I'm at all places. If there is a topic that you would like for me to talk about, put it in the feed. I definitely will see if it's a fit for the show. And then if so, then I will work with my content manager and we will do some content and talk about it around the show. I want to first and foremost, before we close out the show with Miss Jeannie doing her amazing work at hand, I want first and foremost to tell you guys are amazing, but take time to take ownership of your life, and do that by facing doubt, facing fear, and going after what you want to go after. And so before we close out here, if there is, Miss Jeannie, before we close out, is there one thing left you would like to say to the listeners?
Go after your dream. Just go after your dream. You may not get it the first time. You may not get it the second time. You will get it. And just, it's so worth it when you get there. And what you initially may think is your dream, you may even find something else once you start down the path. Just be brave.
I love it. Okay, Miss Jeannie, the floor is all yours.
Okay. What we're going to do tonight, I think, in light of everything that's going on, I talk a lot about positive energy, and I want to focus some positive energy. So get into a comfortable position. If you're comfortable with it, maybe even lie down on the floor and close your eyes and just settle in. Feel whatever's beneath you. Feel the air flowing around you. And we're going to do what's called a metta or loving kindness meditation. And we are first going to focus inward, because in order to take care of anyone else, you first need to take care of yourself. So repeat either silently, or if you want to share with others in the room, say these words out loud. May I be happy.
May I be happy.
May I be well.
May I be well.
May I be safe.
May I be safe.
May I be peaceful and at ease.
May I be peaceful and at ease.
Okay, now think of someone that you care about, a spouse, a partner, a child, and focus on them for just a moment. Picture this person in your mind. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. And Miss Pam, I love the smile on your face right now. Now focus on someone whom you may interact with, but you don't have strong feelings toward either way. Someone you feel neutral toward, maybe someone you pass back in the days when we were in an office building, maybe someone you passed in the office or something like that. And focus on them. Picture this person in your mind. May they be well. May they be happy. May they be safe. May they be peaceful and at ease. And now we're going to take the big challenge. I want you to think about someone with whom you don't get along so well. Someone who challenges you, someone with whom you have a disagreement, and picture that person. And this is the hard one, but this is the strength of positive energy. So focus on that person. May they be happy. May they be well. May they be safe. And may they be peaceful and at ease. And then focus back on yourself. Take a deep inhale, a deep exhale. And I wish you all a very peaceful evening.
Thank you, Miss Jeannie. Everyone, we will see you next week, the same time, same place. Until then, you're a blessing. So be a blessing to somebody else. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Miss Pam.
Bye, love.